everybody, this is our Project of the Month video for August 2021. Hey everybody, this is Jordan, one of the seamstresses for Beyond Fig Leaves Costume and Sewing. And it's August, or just at the tail end of August of 2021, and I wanted to start highlighting some of the more interesting projects that we've been assigned to work on by customers. And people come to us with very interesting projects sometimes, and I think this one has hit the top of the list. This one, it's a cosplay item, so right off the bat, this is one of my more stranger, requests. But it was a great challenge. It was a lot of fun to do. What the client ended up wanting was a cape with a whole bunch of teddy bears sewn onto it, as if it was like a hunting cape, barbarian type, hunting cape that, like these pictures here that look like, the hunter type where you're hunting wolf or whatever. But in this case, it was supposed to be covered with teddy bears. So as we're going back and forth about the project over Etsy messages, I was just finally like, okay, what's the story behind this project? So this is what he said as far as the background of why he wanted somebody to make this type of project. He said, as for the history behind the joke, I was just getting introduced to the furry fandom, Game of Thrones was trending, and our group did the Capital One Barbarians. We started an epic story of a barbarian hunter who was hunting teddy bears. Eventually, the joke evolved into a giant teddy bear head being used as a cowl and a cloak of teddy bear cloaks. Eventually, the barbarian used the cloak to camouflage himself as a pile of teddies in order to stalk his prey. So once I found out that background to the story, then it was like, okay, now I know what I'm doing, because I personally I've never really done cosplay, so I'm more on the historical end as far as sewing goes, so this really brought me out of my box. So what we ended up doing was we went back and forth about the type of material for the cape itself. So it ended up being kind of a brown linen look-alike. It was like a polyester type fabric. So the design of the cape ended up being 2 layers, a longer one that was about 60 inches, and then one that was a little bit shorter that had all the pelts on it, and it kind of wraps around. Because he wanted, once he was fully crouched down, to be able to look like a pile of teddy bears. So it was interesting laying it all out. You can see in this video of me laying it out, just taking the time, and thank God that I had this huge cutting table. I'm very thankful for this workshop that we were able to do that. I put all the bears on, then I sewed them all in place. So, and to do them all by machine, I just wanted a little bit more control. So that's why I decided to do them all by hand. So that took a while, but it was well worth it. I used just a heavy-duty upholstery nylon thread. I hand sewed every single bear in place. I need to count them all the bears, because there was a lot of bears that I ended up putting on the cape. And for the biggest teddy bear that he gave me, which the head ends up being like, I don't know, 1.5 feet, somewhere in there is a really big head. What he wanted was to end up with that on top of the hood, so it looked like, this biggest bear is sitting on the pile of smaller teddy bears underneath. And so he wanted it to look like one of these hunting pictures like this. My client thinks he had some subconscious inspiration from Red Hot Chili Peppers back in the 80s. So when I found those pictures, and I didn't know anything about Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm actually pretty proficient in knowing 80s music and 90s music, but I guess I'm more on the Michael Jackson end of things. So we went back and forth for several weeks about fine-tuning the details, and yeah, we came up with this cape. So today I ended up doing all the fine touches on it as far as putting the big guy on. So yeah, I'm going to try it on and see if it becomes a pile of teddy bears. I think so. I cannot believe how heavy this thing is. Let's see. Alright. And he's actually going to be wearing a breastplate of armor underneath this thing too, which I think is really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing the pictures of it. Okay, so really big ties to make sure it stays in place. Oh, this thing is so heavy. It's got to be at least 15 pounds, 25 pounds, I'm not even sure. So what I did with the biggest bear, I had his front paws coming around the neck. That's what these guys are. So let me see if I can find him. Okay. So I think this is it. I'm going to, and I left a little bit extra of the hood kind of out like this, just so it, you know, he has a little more room to move. Since this client of mine is in another state and I've never met him, it's hard to fit somebody that, you know, I haven't been actually able to fit. So it's always good to leave a little extra room. So, but it kind of fits like a hat, which is pretty cool and it's interesting. So I'm just gonna tuck this in, wrap it around, and here we go. Oh, that sucker's hot. Okay, well, I think it's a success. I believe this is my most interesting project to date, and probably my heaviest one too. So, well, that sucker is heavy. So, I hope he likes it, and I hope you guys like it too. Beyond Fig Leaves is open to any custom projects that you may have. This one, like I said, is a custom project. I did not have this as a specific listing on my Etsy shop. But if you have any cosplay ideas or anything you would like to have us create for you, please send us a message through Etsy or through email. But if you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. So, until next time, thank you for watching.